This presentation may contain language and scenes which may be objectionable to certain individuals. Viewer discretion is advised.
Trick or treat, underdogs, it's Macho Mike. And it's also Halloween here in the Macho Dojo, which means time for more horror movies. Now, some of my favorite horror movies are when monsters meet. So today, I'm reviewing the match of the century. Freddy vs. Jason. Place your bets.
Oh, so that's how Shelley got his throat cut in part 3.
Oop, that's not the movie. Hey, wait a minute. Is that Grimm? Hey, Grimm! Yo, Grimm!
Yes, Satan?
Guess again.
What the hell? Mike? Is that you?
Yeah, hi there, Grimm. Yeah, I was going to watch Freddy vs. Jason and I fat-fingered the wrong button on my Macho remote here. But, hey, while I have you, you want to watch it with me? I mean, if you got time, you're not too busy or anything, are you?
Freddy vs. Jason, huh? Well, it's been a while, but sure, I'm down. I mean, if there's one thing I'm full of aside from homicidal rage and booze, it's opinions.
Sweet. Alright, now I'm gonna hit the right button this time so that we can all see what happens when A Nightmare on Elm Street meets Friday the 13th. Winner kills all. Freddy vs. Jason.
Warn your friends. Warn everyone.
Welcome to my nightmare.
We're not safe awake or asleep.
Why won't you die? Freddy versus Jason.
Place your bets.
Alright, let me tell you. That cornfield massacre, where Jason is on fire and he just starts hacking guys up with that flaming machete, I absolutely love that part. How about you, Grimm? You got a favorite kill in this movie?
Best kill in the movie? Oh, that's easy. Hey, Mike, would it be cool if I say it?
Yeah, go for it.
Now that's macho.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
For a flick that they've been trying to get off the ground since like 87, my expectations when I first heard it announced that they were actually going to do it were pretty high. But after learning that the script had over a dozen writers who'd attempted it, multiple directors turned down the project, including Ronnie Yu, who only ended up accepting the job after he quote-unquote received enormous amounts of creative freedom, my initial cautious optimism had been reduced back down to my default of sardonic anger. But hey, at least Rob Zombie didn't direct it. Seriously, he was one of the directors they first approached with the project, and he turned it down in favor of making House of a Thousand Corpses. Oh, to visit the alternate dimension where Rob Zombie's Freddy vs. Jason was dropped into theaters in 2003. I wonder how that movie would have went.
Hey, don't jinx it. Rob Zombie has already remade Halloween and The Munsters. He might just yet decide to remake Freddy vs. Jason. But I digress. I also had low expectations going in this. I read some of the rejected scripts online beforehand, and let's just say I'm glad they got rejected. But New Line Cinema, being the house that Freddy built, ultimately decided to make Freddy vs. Jason more of a Nightmare on Elm Street movie that also happened to feature Jason. And really, that was probably the best way to go. I mean, Freddy vs. Jason may not be Citizen Kane, but it ended up being way better than it could have been.
Yeah, well, you better start thinking outside your little box, dude.
Alright, I admit, Kane Hodder is also my favorite actor to play Jason, but Jason's been played by so many different actors over the years. I mean, we're getting into James Bond territory here. So I actually don't mind Ken Kersinger in the role. And Kersinger actually doubled as Jason in Friday the 13th Part 8. In addition to the fact he was also the cook who Kane Hodder's Jason ragdolls in that diner scene.
Remember, kids, actors don't make these decisions. It's the asshole production companies and directors like Ronnie Yu that don't care about the source material or even understand it, and, who didn't even want the job in the first place. It's their fault why this never happened.
Alright, Grimm, once and for all, tell us, who do you think really won this fight? Was it Freddy, or was it Jason?
Oh, I bet you thought I was gonna say Jason, didn't you? Look, just because I know the guy doesn't mean that it colors my opinion of a film. I try to be objective, goddammit. Except when it comes to anything Adam Marcus did.
Really? See, I always thought Jason was the winner. First off, Jason still has his head attached to his body at the end, unlike Freddy. He can still continue the fight. And as far as I'm concerned, that right there makes Jason the winner by a TKO. Not to mention the fact Jason has the higher kill count in this movie too. Hell, Freddy couldn't even handle that girl from Dawson's Creek.
But honestly, I don't think there's really much to argue about when it comes to the whole who won thing. While Jason's body count may be larger, this is very much a Freddy movie with Jason in it. Freddy not only manipulates Jason into being his lackey, but also achieves his goal of making them remember. And I think that cheeky little wink he gives at the end of the movie lets us all know exactly who came out on top. It's essentially just a big, dumb throwback to the old Universal crossovers, just with contemporary horror icons we'd been waiting to see fight for years. So who really won? We did.
1000% on point, Grimm. I totally agree it was us horror fans who are the real winners. It's 20 years later, and this movie is still macho. Now let's look at the Freddy vs. Jason fight summary on the Macho Meter. We have ghoulish makeup, breaking the fourth wall, and a killer soundtrack. Seriously, I love that new metal stuff. Jason's mask, Freddy's glove, blood and gore galore, dream demons, a beer shower, a bloodbath, cornfield chaos, and a flaming machete. I talked about that earlier. Death by decapitation, beer drinking, neck twisting, window smashing, door breaking, arm ripping, machete swinging, rod stabbing, face slashing, boiler room brawling, fire jutsu, air tank jutsu, teat jutsu, my favorite. Body count is 21, including 3 women. And might I also point out, 19 of those dead bodies were from Jason.
Make them remember what fear tastes like!
Studio meddling some extremely questionable choices when it comes to dialogue, and a director who fundamentally did not understand one of the characters, a la Jason being sympathetic, couldn't keep this film from being the fun, campy, schlocky ride that it is.
This was fun. Thanks for joining me today, Grimm.
Well, thanks for having me on, Mike. I really appreciate it. We should do it again sometime.
Oh, hell yeah. And until then, Grimm, I hope you, and all you underdogs watching too, have a safe and happy Halloween. And Grimm, before you go, why don't you tell the underdogs who don't know where they can find more of you and your work?
You can find me over at Twitch, YouTube, you can follow me on Twitter, and you can even visit my Etsy shop where I make masks based off on all my more successful franchised friends.
You know, ordinarily this would be the part of the video where I plug my website and my Macho merch, so you can see some of this Macho merch like so, Macho to the Bone, that I designed myself. But I really want to give a shout out to Grimm and recognize the macho jobs that he's doing on these replica masks. This is the Dead by Daylight Danny Ghost Mask and Hood. Look at the painstaking detail that Grimm put into this. The rivets, the bloodstains. You can wear it for yourself or just display it. You like the hood down? Nah, put the hood back on. There you go. Check out more of Grimm's masks that you can buy for yourself, and if you ask him nicely, he might even sign it for you. It's on his Etsy store at Grimm FX Creations, and you can check out more of my Macho merch and other stuff at my website, machomike.tv.
I'll have to pass that message myself, won't I?
Alright, everybody, thanks for watching. Have a happy Halloween, stay safe, and I'll see you in hell.
Keep it macho!